Gahizaroga.
Wait, horses hitting on you? What do you mean? Like, that should be pretty exciting, right? That's not.
Horse wants us to giddy up on dat horse.
Sounds good to me.
Quest completed.
3 months already? Time flies when you're watching someone else have fun.
My favorite part is the fact that there are also times in the live stream where you can watch me not have fun. I love those times. Those are good. Oh my god, you have a new badge? Okay, I really gotta update the badges. Oh my god, you have a new badge. I really gotta update those badges. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream team. How we doing? Horse, thank you for the bits. Infant Tachian, thank you so much for the sub. Hope you guys are all doing good. I have those somewhere here. The rewards page? No. No. Emotes page? Where do you... Oh, there they are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I gotta update these, Oh, those are just the emotes. Where's the badges, though? Okay. Need badges. Yeah, I gotta update the badges, man. Which is odd because it's like not here. Permissions, raids, squads, drops, channel. No. It's in here somewhere. I'll find it. Oh, don't you worry. Emotes, badges. There we go. Okay. Yep. Oh, I can have so many more badges, man. It's very cool. I didn't realize they heavily updated the badges. So it's got the badges here, the hype chat, bits, badges as well. Okay, how many badges am I missing? Hey Stream, I was watching a VOD from the day, and you said we get time servers VIP rewards that unlock over time. That's a Lord of the Rings Online feature. So I'm gonna put this on me now. In the video game The Lord of the Rings Online, there's a town services feature where you can access everything in town. Everything you can do like at a bank and stuff in town. Okay, they do have custom badges, which are kind of cool. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, I need like 10 new badges for each. I think maybe tonight I'll like upload the badges, and then people can have new badges. I'll like go spend some time working on it. It sounds pretty good. We'll probably end up doing that. Because I didn't expect... I will admit, I didn't expect to see some of the numbers of the badges in the chat. So I wasn't on the list of things to prioritize. But yeah, we are here, so that's what we're doing. Can I give you a flex badge? No. I can't do that. But yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Stream. I'm your host, Stream Tom. Today, it is the second last day of Hardcore. And you know what that means? Hardcore is almost over. It's almost over for a lot of people. But it is not the end. Because for many of you, you're trying to get one more reward. This reward right here. You want to get your Reaper points? You're trying to get that 400,000. Maybe you're trying to get that 100,000. Well, today, I logged in to help a few people out. So if you happen to be on Hardcore and you need some Reaper XP, I'm going to host a carry group today. I'm also going to host another carry group tomorrow. Today's carry group is going to be shorter, but then tomorrow, which will be a longer day. But yeah, so that's currently the goal for the day, is just to do some Reaper mode, get some people carried through, and that's pretty much about it. New 1 to 32 dash? No. Help people get their rewards. It's close to the end. And so that is going to be the goal of today's live stream, to kind of fill that out. So R4 carry, come get your Reaper reward. Hit Reaper mode. I don't know what we're doing. I need you. Bad case of Monday illness. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I normally don't stream on Mondays because of that exact reason. So there's that. I normally don't stream on Mondays, but I'm here, and we're gonna be getting through it. And we got coffee. Yo, what's up, Everil? How are you doing? So tell your friends if you guys need Reaper XP. If there's anyone that needs Reaper XP, actually I'll post it in the guild. Hosting a R4 carry group at endgame for anyone that still needs RXP. Please hit the LFM. Oh. Please hit the LFM. And we'll see if we can get some people in here. As I said, I'm hoping to get a few people through. If no one ends up joining in, then I guess we're not going to do anything. Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go along. Anyway, tomorrow's going to be a longer day, and hopefully some people will get their rewards if people still need them. I assume some people still need them. It's like the last day. Worst case scenario, I'm just going to run Saltmarsh. Who's this guy? Weapon Alpha. Look at him. He's level 27. Maybe he needs some rewards, although he's reincarnated twice, so I don't think so. Damn. Look at this guy. He's reincarnated twice. He's a legend. That's sick. Oh, you'll join? There you go. I'll save you a spot. You got a spot saved for you, young man. Spot saved. The only thing about the carry group is just please don't die. It's really embarrassing, so I don't want anyone to die. Really stacking poison dot being near 2 seconds of max stacks? Yep. Nope, they did not fix it. They did not fix it, sadly, but that's okay. Yeah, so we'll just get some, like I said, we'll get some people in. Hopefully some people will need that need the reward will be able to get their Reaper XP. And we'll just kind of go through it. And that's currently the goal here. Something nice and relaxed to help people out on the end of the hardcore day. Whoa, everything took a second to load here. Something to help people out on the last couple days of hardcore. So it should be pretty good. Oh yeah, you're playing that Paladin, right? You're playing that strength-based Paladin, two-handed fighter. It's pretty good. I do love strength-based two-handed fighter Paladin. Very powerful. Yeah. Yeah, strength-based Paladin, I know. It's crazy. What's this? Horse, what did you send me? Get up on that horse? What's with this? Sent me a video called Get Up on That Horse, and it said, this isn't innuendo. I am not badly attempting to flirt. That's not true. That would be a bad attempt to flirt. I'm just saying. Okay, maybe I overestimated how many people would need the things. Grabbing last horde pieces, probably some people that are only doing that. I thought I loaded everybody. But, you have like a couple people that are already doing some other groups and stuff. They're at different levels. I have no idea. Maybe it's too early. It's not too early. I think it's also difficult because it's like the last day too. It's like the last 2 days. And I imagine a lot of people, like, if they were getting their Reaper XP, they probably, like, jumped out already, if that makes sense. Holy shit, this guy's got 2,000 hit points. That's not the wizard I thought. Welk. Enter. That is not the wizard I thought. That's you? Oh, shit, that is the wizard I thought. Never mind. Yeah, didn't you already get your points? I thought you were doing Reaper 2 and you were getting there. I mean, you could get close to 400k. We'll be running some groups, so. You got 10 points? Yeah. You want 20? Well, we'll work at it. You just pointed out how the name would be interpreted, so I had to add the disclaimer. So now we go, need a GIF. Let's see here. There we go. I got a GIF for you. I gifed it. We're going to use a lot of our XP on R4. It's a lot of quests. Let's just say that. It is a lot of quests. See what's up, Kevin Head. We did it once in 10 hours. I still have that video on my computer. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this video. There's a video on my computer. Somewhere in here. Oh, dude, look how bright it is. What the heck? And I'm playing as Tom Caper of the Acornivores. And, we started with 0 Reaper XP. So started at 0 here. And then by the end of the day, 400. We were all dancing in the harbor with our horses. That was Hound season. Yeah. So it was a long day. What did we do? So we did Grim and Barrett plus Sharn, it looks like, and Cogs, and Sharn Docks, and Saltmarsh, and Cerulean Hills, and then all of Feywild, and then Ravenloft, and then Subversion, Multitude of Menace, and then we did Peril of the Planar Eyes, and then we did Nightfalls, Quarantine, and that was it. Quarantine was our last quest. So that's it. That was us getting it. It was a pretty cool experience overall. I enjoyed myself. Do Grim and Barrett, I'm not fighting the boss. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I'll fight it because I got tons of magic resistance rating and I'm durable as hell and I'm gonna make my save, but yeah, I feel you on that one. Yeah, that's not a lot of other people that are coming online. They're doing the things. Everyone is so busy. Or they're lower level. Or they don't need it. Or they're already inside of quests doing other things. Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll get started. What's up, Kevin Head, Bezkoth, Praetor Plato? How you doing? You know how many DCs you need for Dire Charge to get guaranteed on all but roll 1? I have around 130 now, but mobs still resist. Yeah. So the number you would need is closer to like 155? 155 to 160 is no fail, 100%. So, or like 95% no fail. Got a barbarian. Yo, what's up, Arion? Appreciate the support. Welcome back for the stream team. Glad to have you here. Welcome. I hope you're doing very... Oh, what the heck? This guy didn't join. Party invite. Get him into here. Yeah, thank you so much for the sub. Hope you're doing well. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing super good. We're skipping this log through Fable, going to the new free-to-play quest and straight to Isle of Dread. 3 Barrel Cove into Isle of Dread is definitely a good move, in my opinion. Hey, we got Weapon Alpha. Damn it, how did I miss this twice? Oh my god. I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Now stands dirty and decayed. A small wooden trunk stands at the foot of the bed.
Okay.
Its lid closed. You find a gold key beneath the rug in front
Is
of
the key here? The key is here. Alright, we're good. On a melee to solo? Yeah, I can see that.
ghostly figure in the corner of the room turns toward you. Get away! Get away! Get away! It yells.
I don't mind it too much, but yeah, if you don't have like fire damage, or like effective fire damage, it can be a huge pain in the ass. Because realistically, it's like the twig blights, as you said, are like one of the things that takes some of the longest in there. And yeah, it sucks when you don't have the proper tools. Haunted house, a broken piece of four around where you fell. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I haven't actually played like a pen and paper module of one of these adventures, so I'm not actually familiar with some of like the specifics about how it is in the pen and paper. I've only ever played Saltmarsh here on DDO, so I am, as I said, very, very unfamiliar with some of this. Oh, you did? Okay. Because I wasn't sure what to expect out of Saltmarsh when they first added it into DDO, because I had no familiarity with it, and it's pretty cool overall. I will say Saltmarsh is pretty cool. I like it. It's not my favorite in terms of the lower levels, just because it's like, again, it's so much harder than literally everything else you can do at that level. So I don't love it, but it's all right. It's okay to do at lower levels. I don't mind doing it on the regular servers, but I definitely don't want to do it on hardcore. something like a chains build or something.
Where did you say you were from again? You're not just any group. Those idiots set me up. The assassin.
You fill is about to join me already, so there's no wasted slot. Yep, we filled up. We filled up. Did you want to get in, Johnny? I didn't think you wanted to get in because you said you were trying to figure out what character to transfer, so I assumed you weren't interested. I apologize if you were interested. For your players to get the ball rolling? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. Welcome. If you're squishy, stay a room behind.
More smugglers stack their goods alongside the other merchandise.
You're supposed to be waste not to tag along? Yep.
Shudders with surprise. I knew that rogue was you, Stacy.
Yep, I just don't want anyone to die. We're doing carry runs the other day, and there were people with like 600 hit points who just wanted to really be in the rooms. And it was a stressful day, let's just say that.
We can't let you leave alive, now that you've discovered our operation.
I just don't want anyone to die. It'd be really embarrassing if you die on camera. And it's like the people in the group are like, hey, by the way, don't die. Don't come in the rooms. Just like, don't even look at the screen. You know what? Just enter the adventure and then turn the monitor off. So you can't go anywhere. 5e module really needs a party that wants politicizing. Interesting. I don't know how Sand Ballot works, the boss here. Is it like there's one total health bar that drains? I'm not sure.
Before he can run away, you strike him one last time. The remaining smugglers
Under cover of darkness.
where the rest of their operation waits. The gang
5e
will
module,
begin
yeah.
in good
So what's
time.
up, Chris? How are you doing today?
Tip yourself with
What's going on? Also, thank you to everybody who tuned in yesterday for my Metroid Prime 100% run yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing it, and I'm glad for everyone that decided to tune in and have fun along with me. That was a good time, and so it was a lot of fun. Oh, shoot. Please. I need to share. It's a lot of fun. It's uploading on the YouTube. It's just not there yet, so you'll be able to watch the VOD once it's up. Bad polish is a lot of it. It's almost villagers and smugglers. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of non-combat combat, if that makes sense. Like, it's a lot of verbal combat where you're like trying to figure out, so you're trying to take sides and have discussions about things and work with people. And like a lot of opportunities for roleplay, but maybe too many opportunities for roleplay, depending on who you are. Yeah. Anyone know how many HP I'm going to miss out if I don't take perfect shield mastery? No.
The deputy stops rowing to ask you.
It's the amount of hit points you're missing out is based on your class, and I don't know what your class is.
Not seeing the familiar faces of their accomplices, the surprised crew demands to know who you are.
I was just been avoiding the last 300k camp after Sharn. I can't find anything useful. It doesn't feel awful to run. Really? Well, I usually do. I run Sharn. I grab all my sagas. I personally like Enter the Kobolds. So that's always a fun one. Sane Asylum's pretty good. The Sharn Docks chain is pretty good. I mean, hell, if you're really bored enough, you can always run. What's that quest called? The Veil of Twilight. It's not a great idea, but it's an idea. You're allowed. You don't go to jail for running no Veil of Twilight, tell you what. Bard messed up taking power over Maximize. Bard. Bards are base 6s, I think. So it's 1.5 health per level. So that sounds right. You know if there's going to be another Lamania this week? There's supposed to be a Lamania this week, yeah. Will there be a Lamania? I don't know. But there is supposed to be Lamania this week. Some people wanted to know if there's going to be, like they were asking on the live stream, if there's going to be patch notes, or when we would get them. I don't know. We are supposed to apparently see the new store on like Lamania, so we'll see.
Long live the new captain.
The new ice chain. Yeah, the new ice chain is also good. Level 16. It's also a good option.
Among
Yep.
multiple
True.
love
Yeah,
letters
it's not a
from
bad
various
option.
carriers in different ports, you find a work contract for a hardly
Yeah, bud.
signed by a barely literate envoy.
Do I not have jump? Oh, apparently I don't. I have all my other buffs. Weird. On live and on hardcore, I can see it being too much of an issue. The 2 shield feats. Yeah, it's probably fine. Oh god, the circles. Meh. Damage, not a big deal. Is law versus chaos different? Imbue meaningful difference? Imbue a meaningful difference? Yeah, I would always recommend the neutral. I would always recommend the neutral. Because there are a lot of chaotic creatures, and there's a fair number of lawful creatures in endgame, and so you're going to be chunking out your damage a lot. So I would recommend going neutral and taking only 1 imbue dice. Yeah, Jaded is the way to go. No, not alignment as in the one that you pick. I'm assuming he was talking about the Inquisitive selection thing, where it's like, oh, as an Inquisitive, you can change your dice, so it's no longer deals damage to lawful and all that. Yeah. Unless I'm wrong. I could also be wrong. I was inferring something else, so... Yeah, as I agree. You never take neutral in a DPS anymore. That's 100% correct. But I was specifically referencing the enhancement tree. The enhancement tree, I would always take Jaded all the time. Because demons are chaotic, and devils are lawful. And there are a lot of demons, and there are a lot of devils at endgame. You don't want to sacrifice damage against either. So that distinction alone means you should definitely take Jaded, but yeah. And then not to mention all of the other things that are all over the spectrum. Spirit Soul, Glorified Cleric, because they seem fun. They're similar conceptually, but they are definitely different. Oh, level 27 just died. Also, I have no idea where we are. But yeah. Chaotic Neutral is not a good alignment for a melee fighter. Chaotic Neutral is fine.
Help me find my gear, and I'll do my best to prove my weight in the battles ahead.
Okay. 2 crests are in. Yep, Chaotic Neutral is perfectly fine. I have no idea where we went. Did we go downstairs? Oh, that chest is open. Nice. I'm gonna go get it.
What lies inside? Let me see.
We have 3 crests in and we're missing one somewhere? Oh god. Neutral for your Dark Hunter Tempest? Yeah, basically there's a feat that you can take. Embodiment of Law or Embodiment of Chaos. And depending on which one you take, you can gain an extra imbue dice, but only if you happen to be chaotic or lawful. So there's that. Earthquake deal almost no damage and is just a CC spell. Earthquake does almost no damage and is a CC spell. That is correct. But it's one of the best CC spells ever put into the game, so that's why you use it. The one that spawns after we kill the rat boss. So yeah. Sounds like you played with me. Yeah. But yeah, they're like sort of similar. I will say that, you know, kind of one of the downsides of I guess the ability to choose so many different things, like you can the different epic destinies, how clerics and favorite souls would both take Exalted Angel and have similar build paths. Even though there's a lot of options, they kind of all gravitate towards the holy paths of things. You know, they can seem like very, very similar. They are supposed to be distinct. You know, they are supposed to be distinct, but they're not always going to be. Which such is the nature of these types of things. The way that it was originally supposed to be done, also since they homogenized out, or not homogenized, they like simplified the favorite soul. So the way favorite soul was initially working back in the day, 100 generations ago. Back in the day, favorite souls used to get their mana from charisma, and they used to get their spell casting from wisdom. Weird. Did it bug? I didn't see a mace crest. Scimitar. Yo, everyone that's in this room, go click this thing. Just making sure you didn't accidentally pick it up. Where's the scimitar? Is there somewhere we didn't go? What on earth? But yeah, anyway, so because of the fact that they changed it, so that way spell DCs and mana are now based off of the same stat, then they kind of feel they're a lot simpler, and they're more adjacent to Cleric, for sure. We already did that. You have an insane story? What is it? What is your insane story? Oh my god, it was in the captain's room. Got it. It was in captain room. Oh. I just missed it somehow. I think we all just missed it. We all ran around the corner and didn't get it. Yeah, and then there's also the second part of it too that's annoying, which is like divine spells. There's just like so few of them as well. There's no differentiating between the two of them, where like favorite soul's supposed to feel like a sorcerer, like a cleric sorcerer. They can just do it, so they can cast all spells except healing spells at double speed, and it would feel like more appropriate, but they don't probably ever want to do that ever. Like add double speed to anything ever again. But yeah, they just also, they cast the exact same spells, because there's like, you know, the nature of the divine is to be more protective and healing based. In terms of pen and paper D&D, there aren't that many damaging spells, especially in 3.5, and so you end up with like most of the spells that you end up casting are the same ones. It's like, okay, they both get Nimbus of Light and no other damaging spells. They both get Deific Vengeance and no other damaging spells. They both get Searing Light and no other damaging spells. So, yeah, they end up being kind of the same. So why does Bard only get to level 6 spells? That's how it's designed in pen and paper. I'm actually okay with the fact that Bards only get level 6 spells, with the hope that in the future they'll add the Sublime Chord as an option for Bard, as an archetype. The Sublime Chord is basically a Bard archetype, where it gets none of the standard Bard songs. All of its Bard songs are around like space-time and space magic and stuff, and the stars. And they get up to 9th level spells, and they can pick spells from the Sorcerer, Wizard, or Bard spell list casting. They're sort of like a cross between they're like a sorcerer in the sense that they use charisma for casting and they learn spells that way. But like a wizard, they don't get as much mana, but then they have like weird, unique bardic abilities and stuff. They're kind of cool.
Collapse here seems to have destroyed the mechanism built into the
Pulled card. Hearthstone and 2 copies of Equilibrium. I mean, to be fair, the Equilibrium gauntlets are like kind of a meme because they drop out of pretty much every chest in that chain. If you actually want them, you're gonna get them. Every single chest in that dungeon can drop the garment, so you're always gonna get multiple copies. The Night Hag's Hearthstone sounds weird, but you know, get an item 3 times. Crazy. But yeah, so hopefully if they add the Sublime Chord, I'll be very happy with it. It's like my favorite Bard archetype thing. There's either that or there's the Seeker of the Song, which is actually the exact opposite. They only get up to 4th level Bard spells, but so they stop getting Bard spells after, or like spell lists after that. But they get really powerful music that they can use all the time, where you use one song to activate a song. So you use one of your bardic music things to activate a song, and then use a second use of bardic music to activate a refrain, which is like a spell effect. So you would sing like the song of Protective Fire, and it gives you and everyone in your party fire resistance and stuff. And then you can use the refrain to blast out a fire dragon breath by using another bard song. And it's all about having lots of bard songs and using bard songs, which is kind of cool.
Fetid stench rises from this room. As the third lever is pulled, the
It's better for
barriers
leveling.
are
Yeah, it's way better for leveling. I think the issue as well, I think that happened with Divine Disciple is there was definitely a bigger focus on. There was two issues I think that plagued Divine Disciple in the rework. One, there was a bigger focus on like it's cool, for sure, which was a part of it. And then the second part as well is there's not like you don't have a lot of Divine Disciple cleric experts out there.
the magic barrier sealing.
And so I think it may have been harder to gather feedback about exactly what they needed to do to the tree to make it good. Because you didn't have, you know, again, a lot of people are not Divine Disciple cleric experts. Because cleric DPS was kind of a joke, so. Six times in 3 runs? Yeah. The joke is that when you run through the quest, the chests are just full of the Garments of the
The
Equilibrium.
nightmare falls, and its flames.
Ooh, I got the buckler. Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Salt hay had a use. If only you could, if you could turn salt hay
A long abandoned
into
town
star
stands
fragments,
alone
oh,
on
I'd be in
the
business.
The upper floors have long since collapsed. Its stairs
As for if not swashbuckling, they have no arcane spell failure on shields, so they're the best shield to use if you want to use shield mastery on a character like a warlock or an alchemist. They also don't get anything from proficiency at all. In fact, buckler proficiency, due to the way they've coded proficiency in this game, does nothing, which is kind of funny. It was not buckler, it's just shield proficiency general, but bucklers do the same thing whether you're proficient or not proficient in all capacity. You can turn salt hay into fragments? You cannot. No, you can't. If you could, then it would be amazingly useful, yeah.
This building looked abandoned from the outside.
How do you get the package clue in Doris to appear? I'm not sure.
In fact, you can hear it.
There's a lot of clues in there. I find finding Doris is annoying, so the way I do the opening section is I just talk to everybody and go through all of their dialogue every time. That's the only way I know how to get through that quest.
A figure in the corner calls for help as you burst into the room.
Classic Isle of Dread moment.
The prisoner tells you that his captors
Oop, got him.
about a strange script he couldn't read. He says that the other
But yeah,
captives-
as I said, I think that's kind of what plagued Divine Disciple, is they were focused on, like, this is cool, and so they went with it, which, like, in a lot of cases is an important thing, so it's a big part of the process, so I don't want to get anyone, like, twisted up by thinking, like, I don't think things should be cool, they should be cool for sure. And then the second is I think that there was just,
door creaks open
and this comes from me as well, just not a lot of expertise in terms of the tree to kind of get the information in until it was already out. Now that being said, this then comes into the issue of Sandstone Games with the never balance only rework kind of problem that they have, where Sandstone Games as a company, not as a company actually, only the DDO side of things, like refuses to balance things and they will only rework, which is a bit of a problem. So the main issue is that Divine Disciple, well, yeah, it could use a tune-up, it's not going to get one. So, you know, it is what it is. But it'd be nice if you did. I assume it's just because like they're always pushing out new stuff instead of like reworking old stuff, so they just kind of prioritize that because new stuff sells more than balance. But it is kind of, you know, it is something I wish we would see more often. It doesn't have to be big balance. It could just be something along the lines of like, hey, you know, we're gonna tune up like a spell. You know how Nimbus of Light's terrible? We'll just make it a little less terrible. Fine, and it wasn't changed. To be fair, though, the War Priest tree does what it's supposed to do. I actually don't think the War Priest tree is that bad. The issue with the War Priest tree is that it's not a, like, straight-up DPS tree, but it's also not a bad tree. War Priest gives a lot of hit points. War Priest so it's got like a lot of hit points, defenses, that sort of thing. The Imbue is actually a reasonable amount of extra damage on top of what it already does. And the Capstone is quite good, because it gives so much extra damage to your entire party. So it gets a lot of things done. The main issue is that Strike Down-like ability. I can't remember what the name of it is, but the one where you need 25 charges, and then it does a meager amount of damage. That one just sucks. No bonus Imbue dice? They get bonus Imbue dice in the cores, yeah. The main issue is that it's attached to Cleric as a concept, and because Cleric gets +1 threat range and multi out of the War Domain, it doesn't actually show up in the actual War Priest tree, which completely negates the reason for using the War Priest tree at all. Because why would I use the War Priest tree when I can just get the crit multi and then use like Dark Apostate or something instead? Which is also just generally confusing and dumb. But that's a different story. With this, Thorn Lance? Thorn Lance. Let me see. Can I just hit this guy? I actually double hit that guy somehow. I don't know how I double hit that guy, but I double hit that guy. So I have no idea what you're talking about. It works for me. I just used it. I use Thorn Lance all the time. Favorite one, and then favors look at 10% HP and you'll be happy? Yeah, maybe. Also, I remember the Imbue that they added initially was like based off of melee power, and it had to be pointed out to the developers that like the class Cleric doesn't get melee power. Maybe it should scale off of spell power, which is what the War Priest tree gives. So like, yeah, sometimes things like that do happen as well. I just want Trances to be passive. Me too. I think Trances being a passive would be better for the video game, just as a whole. Yeah, this is why the discussion about like bad classes in DDO gets complicated, because like it's really hard to say, oh, there's like bad classes, because Cleric is good and has a lot of good uses. There are just elements of it that are bad, and it's kind of weird. Where like I think that DDO is in one of the more balanced places it's ever been in its history, where like every class has good builds, and there are a lot of good things about every class, but also every class is something just abysmal within it. Every class just has something that's like total dog water, like a huge chunk of it. It's kind of, but that's just, I don't know. I guess it's just the nature of the beast with the smaller dev team. It's always going to be like that. There's another class, yeah, and that's basically Artificer.
No one has used the warehouses of Crapper's Cove for years, officially anyway. Rumor has it.
What's the Druid dud? What?
Smugglers use the shacks as a line of fortune under cover of night.
Artie is only dog water. No, Artificer's, again, not necessarily bad. It just does everything else. Campsite. Oh, what's the bad part of the Druid kit? Oh, dude, it's the Wolf Tree. You ever go tier 5 of the Wolf Tree? It's alright, but the unfortunate reality is that the tier 5 of the Wolf Tree and the Capstone of the Wolf Tree are just, like, not great. So the Wolf form is good, but the actual tree is not as good, which is why most people multi-class Wolf heavily and use, like, the full Barbarian line, they'll use the full Fighter line, they'll use fucking Monk. They'll do pretty much anything other than use the Wolf Tree. Yeah, like, the rest of the tree is pretty good, right? So you got, like, crit multi on the 4th core, you've got you got melee power while raging, you have flight, which is pretty good. You have like a lot of options in terms of different things, but like the tier 5, you have like an AoE cleave that has like wonky targeting and is way too expensive because you have to spend like 30 points to get to it, so it's kind of a waste. You have the throat rip, which I'm not even convinced works at this point, and even if it does, the damage is so insignificant it's not relevant. You have the thing where you get temp HP when you bite people. That one's actually quite good. I like that one. You have go for the kill, also quite good. And then what the hell is the last ability? I know the street is something else. I just don't remember what it is. Oh, and then you have the swift killer, which is basically just an essential part of the kit. Yeah. But it's like evasion, so if you're wearing medium armor, which is very plausible on a druid, you don't get the evasion element of it. Yeah, artificers, it would be great if they could get more DCs. The problem is because they only get 6th level spells, they're just straight up missing 3 DCs under every other class, which is annoying.
The closest one is just
Any update news? Not today. Maybe soon.
Two injured fisher folk
Dancing spell? Maybe.
with the Sahuagin shrine, which pulses with better for the scout.
It's pretty good if it lands, if the monsters get made to dance. The issue is that on Reaper mode, AoE spells, like ground effects like that, have a shorter duration. So this spell doesn't last as long on Reaper mode. So what you have to do is, you know, same thing with Earthquake. Earthquake lasts 30 seconds, only lasts about 12 seconds here. So you throw it down and then it disappears. Have more benefit. If you're only evocation caster, then go with evocation DCs, assuming you don't have that stacking somewhere else. Again, all they have to do, in my opinion, to fix a lot of what plagues Artificer is 1, fix rune arms, so a lot of them are better and more powerful. And then 2, once they've fixed that element of it, then they just need to make it so rune arms are viable with all the 3 different Artificer specs. Having rune arm, charge rate, and all the good and the stable charge tier and stuff in one tree, and then not in the others, means it's basically only good to play rune arm as a battle engineer. But rune arm gets spell power, which comes from Arcanotech and not battle engineer, so you want to have both of them. So Arcanotechs get more power, but the actual usability comes from battle engineer. And the other one, Renegade Mastermaker, doesn't use any of them. If they just gave all 3 trees the stable charge tier, and then they also made it so that, you know, they're going to fix the rune arms, I think rune arms will be a lot better, generally. And that'll help out Artificer a lot. Oh, it's a good Night Shield item. There's a set of plate armor out of Necro 4 that drops. I think it's the Emerald Plate or something. And it has level 30 Night Shield on it. 3 charges. I don't know what your question is, but I probably did. Someone can answer it. But yeah, it was basically if you only... Also, if I sound tired, it's because I am very tired. I don't know why. I just, I didn't set an alarm yesterday, and so I slept until, like, late afternoon somehow, because I didn't set an alarm, and my body is not happy with me. So I have, like, very little focus. So I'm definitely missing way more chat today than usual, so I apologize if you say stuff and I miss it. That's literally just gonna happen, because I'm like, kind of not really focusing on the game. It feels like my vision is, like, very tunnely right now. So, like, I'm not even looking at my health bar. Just attacking monsters. Just life. Yeah, I didn't want to sleep till the afternoon, but I didn't set an alarm on my phone. No, it does not. If it did, that would be very interesting, but it doesn't.
Clearly, the Sahuagin are building a network of these evil
Your extreme is
giants.
ignoring us? Yeah, you deserve it. Bastards. But you have people listening to you all day. You know, you got your wife, your kids, your husband, your boss, your underlings. What are they called? Employees, your minions. You got the people on the bus. You ever get on the bus and you sit down next to somebody you don't know and you start talking to them like they know exactly what the heck's going on in your life? Because if you don't do that, then somebody's doing that to me. People do that to me all the time. I don't know if it's because I have like a friendly face or something. But I was riding the bus on Friday. This dude just like sits down next to me and just starts telling me this whole story about how he just moved here and he's trying to figure stuff out. And he just got like a place to live, and I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks. What's up? Thank you. Your schedule makes getting watch streaks challenging. That's correct. Hey man, I don't want to make it easy. All other live streamers make it easy for you. Okay, I'm trying to make it hard. Okay, call me the Dark Souls of watch streaks. If it was easy, it wouldn't be rewarding. Okay, that's the way that I think about it. If it was easy, it wouldn't be as impressive.
At the same time,
Also, although admittedly, I don't normally stream on Mondays. I'm just doing it extra because we're here.
now to destroy one more Sahuagin shrine. You don't see any
Oh shit, where'd these guys come from? Fire truck outside. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just have like, I don't know if it's because I have a friendly face or something when I'm just sitting down, but yeah, people will just come up to me and talk to me. Which sucks, because I'm like super antisocial and I don't like talking to strangers. There's a time where I did like talking to strangers. No. That time has passed. Basically like the coronavirus pandemic. Pre-pandemic, I enjoyed talking to strangers, and then I just spent like 2 entire years not doing that at all, and I made like no new friends, didn't really talk to anybody. On the computer, I can talk to anyone. It's really easy. It's just in person, it's harder. I was in-game Stormsinger DPS compared to Cold Druid on one hand, and Unclear Favorite Soul on the other. Oh, you're saying like, where is it? Stormsinger is... So Stormsinger is probably, like, you know, not right behind, but it is behind, you know, your Alchemist and Cold Druid and all that other stuff. But it's ahead of Wizard, it's ahead of Artificer, it's ahead of pretty much all the other casters. The main issue with Stormsinger over anything else is resources. You just don't have the mana to sustain the damage you want on a Stormsinger. Stormsinger gets both Thunderstroke and Iceberg and a lot of very, very good spells to work around it, which is cool. The downside is you just don't have the mana to do anything with it. And it's like twofold. Problem A, because you don't have the mana because your class gets less mana, which is an issue. And then problem B, also, they just don't get the same sustain tools that other classes have, because to get the mana regeneration or other effects, you'd have to be like tier 5 Spellsinger, which is not good. And even then, over time, Croc Quest, we can choose. I don't know.
A lone cottage stands here, abandoned and overgrown.
So yeah. Oh yeah. So All Star, just go with Evocation. Just Evocation. That's the answer. Hey, give me this.
Massive tracks in the mud.
Anyway, Stormsinger's not bad. It's quite good. Like I said, it does a lot of damage. And in quests, it's reasonable. But like, dude, Stormsinger's brutal in raids. It's even worse than Spellsinger, because at least with Spellsinger,
Quest
you like have
received.
the desire to use some of the more cost-efficient things. So for example, if you're playing as a Spellsinger, you're gonna possibly use like the Fatesinger Epic Strike and the Echoes of Discord, which are very low cost. Maybe you're using some of the damage over times and stuff. But on Stormsinger, you're like, okay, Dragon Breath, because I got all the crit and I got all the damage. I want to be using, you know, especially where they get the big hammer soon. That's coming soon. That's going to be quite good. You've got more high-level spells in the form of Iceberg and Thunderstroke. So yeah, so it's again in quests, it's not bad. Quests is fine, but it's and even R10s, but it's closer, and when you get to raids, man, it's brutal. Yeah, is the SP that bad once you get to 23 plus? The problem with the Spellsinger mana return. So I even have it on me right now, right? One of these. No, is this Stormsinger? Oh no, this is Stormsinger. Nice. Anyways, problem with the Spellsong Trance 10% cost is very, very good. It's nice, but the return you get it every 2 seconds is not good. And the reason why it's not good is because it's basically 1 mana per second, right? So if I consider a raid, if it lasts 10 minutes, that's 600 mana back, which is not bad. That's like a good amount, right? In 10 minutes. The main issue is that that's still like only 300 mana in 5 minutes, and 300 mana is like 8 spells. So, yeah, you get an extra 8 spells every 5 minutes, but that's an extra 1 point something spell a minute, which is really not that good. Yeah, so it's great for non-DPS casters, exactly. But when you're on like a straight-up DPSer, you don't really notice it as much. In the low levels, it's obviously huge because it's a larger percentage of your mana pool. But when you already have like 4,000 mana, it doesn't even matter. Is the SP that bad once you get it? Getting Evergreen at 23? Even with Evergreen, it's brutal. As somebody who's played Spellsinger all the way through, it's rough. It's a rough one. Again, it's because of the number of spells that you get. If you can get a lot of spell cost reduction, so if you can get the Fatesinger spell cost reduction, if you can get the new Macrotech spell cost reduction, you can get the Bard spell cost reduction 10%, and you can get yourself to minus 60% spell cost reduction. It won't be that bad, but yeah, it's gonna be tough. I'll tell you what. Actually, you can't get all of that. You have to decide. But yeah, Evergreen 100% helps you. But yeah, and then the other part is you kind of don't want to run Evergreen. So yeah.
Intruders.
Repertoire and rapidly load stack? Yes, they do.
They meddle with the pattern. Hold them, my warriors. I will commune with 1,000 teeth.
Yeah, I gotcha. I know what you're asking me. I gotcha. The answer is yes. A normal bard with Facing Strike and no big AoE spells? Yeah. As I said, the bard is not bad, but it's one of the few classes where you actually have resource cost problems. Yeah, you kind of want to be a Draconic Incarnation on the Bard. So that's ideally, you want to be like Draconic Incarnation, Fatesinger, probably Macrotech. Macrotech when it releases.
Sahuagin's barrier. The mage is now within your reach. Another wave of Sahuagin surged from the water. 1,000 teeth is a deep breath and charges again. The beast is fully committed. Whatever was in that red barrel is 4,000.
Here we go. Oh god, get away from me. Big gator man. Already boarded shopping on your pally? Paladin's so good though, man. I love Paladin. How can you dislike choppy on the old Paladino? 10 monsters killed, give me that Reaper XP. Oh yeah. But yeah, anyway, what were we talking about? Something? Yeah. On TV, can't see you in the 4K.
Massive tracks in the mud.
Oh yeah. I mean, DDO doesn't have UI scaling yet, so the 4K would be tough. I'm also streaming in 1080p. Because my monitor is 1080p, and that makes the most sense to me. A 1080p gamer. Who knows, someday in the future I might upgrade my monitor, but as a mainstay Dungeons & Dragons online live streamer, that's such a waste of time. Think about that. I actually disagree, but the main reason why I say that is I almost always take Orion, and I just quarterstaff my way through the early levels because it's just awesome. You get Charisma to hit and damage or Wisdom to hit and damage, you get your Trance, and you just beat people to death. They're like the best melee out of all of the casters in the early game. They're so good. You just two-hand people. Show them what for. It's the worst caster. Well, yeah, if you level it as like a pure caster and you don't use your favorite weapon, I can totally see that. But with your favorite weapon, it's really not that bad. If you ignore your favorite weapon and you don't use it, then yeah, I can see that being a problem, for sure. But like, you can just respec your enhancement tree and just run with all the melee stuff until then. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're like, even if you're on hardcore league, you still have enough points to just quickly do a respec. Like this, it's really not a problem. If you're like dead set on being exclusively caster 100% of the time and never clicking the mouse to attack with the weapon, then yeah, I can see that being an issue. But I don't know. We'll see. 14 clerics is paladin hardcore fun tank theory build. Ooh, that's exciting. I like that. Yeah. You gotta click the mouse. Somebody asked me how barbarian plays, and when I did this, I went. Gotta do that. You guys gotta learn to click the mouse. It'll help you out a lot. Does many shot work with crossbows? It doesn't. It's a bow exclusive. Many shot explicitly says the word bow on it. Your button to push, super mechanically intensive. You can just put, I guess you can put Blood Tribute on right click, so you can just push them both at the same time as fast as you can. What the abilities say and what they do is at best correlated in this game? I don't think so. But I'll take your word for it. Let me take a look here. Ranged combat feats. So, rapid shot. Range attacks fire faster and reload faster when using a ranged weapon. It says the word ranged weapon in it, which is why it works. If we go to rapid reload. Is rapid reload even on here? Oh, I don't have rapid reload. Huh, I can't even see it. But rapid reload also tells you the specifics of what it does with crossbows. Enemy shot, ranged bow attack. It's like the third word, or second word on the sentence. Same thing with like, it's basically the same attack as Multitude of Missiles and also 10,000 Stars, where Multitude of Missiles is simple thrown weapons only, and Multitude of Missiles is shurikens only. With mayonnaise, if only. Yo, would you do a shot of mayonnaise? Just like straight up. Just get like a shot glass, 1 ouncer. Put some mayonnaise in there. I mean, you say it's gross, but then also just think about the fact that, like, alcohol is not just brain poison, it's also brain poison that tastes like actual poison. And I don't really think about doing that, but then there's something, it's odd that mayonnaise, a food that people regularly put on other foods, is like, it's like the thought is like, oh god, that's really gross. But like, an actual poison, people are like, oh yeah, Give me some tequila that tastes like poison, sure. And again, I'm not insulting people that drink alcohol that tastes like poison. I do that, I wouldn't say regularly, but I've done that in the past. Poison.
The flow of liquid.
You've been doing shots of ketchup? Yeah, ketchup's a lot easier. I think there's also something about the consistency of mayonnaise, because it's oil-based, and so it kind of like sticks to your mouth. It like coats the roof of your mouth, whereas like ketchup that's water-based isn't going to have that same issue. It'd be like swallowing a shot of, like, a spoonful of olive oil, right? The olive oil just gets kind of everywhere. Whereas, like, anything that's more water-based will just, like, get absorbed quickly and move. Mix your poison to a tasty mixer? Nah, screw that noise. Although I have thought about making alcoholic ice cream. So like taking like rum or something and like mixing it in with with an ice cream recipe to make like alcoholic ice cream. Seems like it could be fun. You'd have to obviously eat it fresh, but I've been tempted.
I don't like olive oil, it's cold and rough, and it gets everywhere.
Olive oil is definitely not rough. It's like the opposite of rough. I cook fairly regularly with olive oil because it's like a better oil or something. That's what they say. It's like unsaturated fats. I don't know the exact science. I just know that olive oil's in some capacity better for you than butter. Not all the time. Depends on what it is.
A ladder leads up to the surface and out of the holy
Yeah.
walls.
I usually use olive or vegetable oil. One of the two. Whenever I'm cooking anything. Bailey's ice cream also sounds really good.
Down beneath the earth, strange sounds and a stranger smell from the burrows.
It's like poison. You can't change your mind. That's what I said. It's like poison. But people willfully drink that. It's like, oh, the thought of doing like a shot of vodka, which literally tastes like rubbing alcohol, is like, oh yeah, I'd do that. And it's like, okay, what about a shot of mayonnaise? And now you're like, whoa, hold on. Mayonnaise, though? I don't know. Mayonnaise.
I am the olive oil man, my olive oil is delicious.
Probably. Do Ninja Spy multi-shrike stack with Shuriken expertise feat? It does stack with that, yep.
The Sahuagin have captured this seaside fortress from the Lizard Folk. They're using it as
There's an alcoholic root beer out there, and they're good for alcoholic root beer floats. Not a bad idea. Yeah, I've always found it odd that root beer, I'm sure there's history behind it, and I am not going to Google it, and I don't encourage you guys to do it either, because learning is for suckers, and instead it's better to just fabricate and your own reality as you go forward. But I don't know why root beer is not beer at all, or at least doesn't taste like beer. It tastes totally different, and it's non-alcoholic. I don't know what's up with that, and I assume it's just because, you know, the person who invented it didn't know what beer was, and they're like, yeah, this is good, right, everybody? And it's confusing, and it's all done. It's all over, and now that's what root beer is. Beer that tastes exactly like root beer? Honestly, great idea. Root beer is the bomb. I love root beer. Generic supermarket brands? Yeah, it's also probably better to like make your own mayonnaise too than like getting the store-bought mayonnaise. It's not terribly difficult. It's just some oil and some eggs and some spices. It's probably better that way anyway.
If you put a root beer in the grown, does it grow root potatoes?
Root beer, does it grow root potatoes? No, because beer doesn't grow potatoes. So root beer wouldn't grow root potatoes, so no. What's the best root beer you've ever had? I actually don't drink a lot of root beer as a grown-up because I don't really drink a lot of sody pop. Not much of a sody pop drinker, if I'm being honest. My brother was a big Barks root beer guy. He'd always get the Barks root beer. That was his thing. For a long time, I'd have the A&W root beer because A&W root beer is pretty good. You know, it's because what I like about it is when you go into the A&W, they give you like they pull up like a big chilled mug that's got like ice on the edge of it out of the freezer, and then they put the root beer in the big chilled mug, and it's I don't know, it's just really fun. It's just it's like a fun element, you know. It's like you're like in an attraction or something. It's like I've time traveled to a new place. They have this like fun feature, so that's always cool. But probably if I had to put my money down as the best root beer, when I used to work at a gas station, we used to sell these like was it the companies like Jones or something? Jones sodas, and they'd have their root beer, and they'd also have like a creamsicle drink as well. And that was the best tasting of the root beers that I can recall. The problem is it's been a while because I haven't worked at a gas station in 11 years. Wow. What a way to go with my life. It's been a long time. And then the last time I went to this, every time I go to the store, I always see them on the shelf. I'm like, oh, I should buy some of those, and then I never do. I never do. Would it be easier to just go out? Yeah. I don't know if we have any Polish shops out here. Polish shop near me. There's a bunch of delis. We got Baltic Delicatessen, best place in the city for Polish food. That's on Carling. Where's that? Oh, it's like Carling. It's like I'd be like, oh, jeez, I forgot. The problem with Ottawa is that you'll be like, oh, that's like a street near me. You know what's near you? Every street. Every street's near you because they just have these long, endless streets because it's like this godforsaken, super old city, and so we just have these streets that are like 13 kilometers or 15 kilometers long, and you'd be like, oh yeah, that's close. It's only a 20-minute drive down the road. Oh shit. Does reducing PRR increase PS damage from spells? Yes, Troka, it does. And yeah, you did call it. I did tell that exact story, but it's not my fault. It's fun. Again, this is like, it's like part of the experience. You know what I mean? Of going to the place and having this experience that happens, right? So like when I go to McDonald's, when you get into the restaurant, you know, you'll go and there'll be like a dude just like sleeping on the ground or something, and there's like somebody like wailing in the corner. There's somebody like badgering the staff about something. There's somebody upset about whatever. There's somebody who looks like they clearly haven't showered in days, just sitting there at one of the stalls. You go into the bathroom, and there's always just someone in there doing something weird. Like, it's just a weird experience, but it's also an experience, right? You're having this like defined thing that is happening, and it's not so much as consistent, but it's memorable, right? You have this experience happens to you. Same thing with like the A&W. I go and get like, you sit down and you get the frosty mug. It's like, it's an experience. Is it a good thing? I mean, the root beer is okay, but it's just like, it's just this thing that's like memorable that you can attach. Versus like, you know, you go to Burger King and there's like nothing memorable. They give you a sandwich that has no distinct flavor. There's no one there, and then you leave, and you're like, well, it's fine. It's very edible. People eat it, and then that's it. Again, that is probably my biggest complaint about Burger King, is there's just nothing memorable about the experience of going to a Burger King. It's just bland. Give me something, give me, like, you know, I've had tons of bad experiences at McDonald's, but it's like an experience. Also, satisfying experience about McDonald's is that no matter how bad an experience you're having, there's always someone else who's having a worse one. Cardboard crowns? Do they even do that still? Admittedly, the last time I went to a Burger King, when there was literally a crisis in my city, because there was a huge storm that came by last year, in May of last year, and it was like this major storm. It was the biggest storm to ever hit the city. Shut down power for like over a week for some individuals, like myself here. We had lost power for over a week. Because it ripped out all the power lines and everything else, and it was real bad. There's so much damage and destruction. It was like 30 seconds, or like 20 seconds, or not 20 seconds, like, sorry, 20 minutes, then it was over, and you just walk outside and there's destruction everywhere. All down the streets, everything was destroyed, you know, there's no power anywhere. People can't get food. Some people don't have, you know, some people are having issues with water and stuff. And it was such a huge problem. And so there I am with my brother, and we needed to get food. And he had a car, so we headed out to go find something to eat. And of course, it was also a holiday, unfortunately, so all the grocery stores were closed. If I was a grocery store owner, I would have been like, yo, let's keep this shit open and, you know, let people run through so they can get food, because again, people didn't have any power, but they were all closed. And so we're trying to figure out where to eat, and everywhere is like, all the drive-thrus are full. You know, your A&W that was right there at the grocery store, packed. McDonald's, packed. These things are going like around the block, where people are like just lining up on the street. The cars are like backed up onto the street because there's so many people waiting for these. Burger King, empty. Crisis, people are dying, people don't have food. Right next to the absolutely omega packed A&W, empty Burger King. We thought it was empty. We thought no one was there. Go right in. All right, welcome to Burger King. Do you want some food, please? It's like, oh shit. Anyway, is it that bad? Not really. I mean, I used to go to Burger King actually fairly regularly when I was still working in sales, because there was one near where I lived, and I would like go to the Burger King, and because they had a deal for chicken sandwiches, so there were 2 chicken sandwiches for $5, which is like a pretty good deal. Now you might say, okay, 2 chicken sandwiches for $5. How much was 1 chicken sandwich? $4.99. That's right. 2 for $5 or 1 for $4.99. I have no idea. That's how much the sandwiches cost. Now, they're 2 for $6 because of inflation, and 1 for $5.99. That, and also, so the fries do suck, but they have the chicken fries, And I always wanted to get the chicken fries, and every time I would go, they would be sold out. Not that the chicken fries are good, just like, you hear it just hits your brain. You're like, chicken fries? It sounds kind of good. And they always be like, yeah, we don't have any chicken fries. I'm like, they're overrated, don't bother. No, but see, there's your problem. I want to have that experience where I get disappointed by something at Burger King. Burger King doesn't disappoint or excite. It is the most middle-of-the-road thing yet created. I can't even have the experience of being disappointed by the chicken fries, where then I go on a conquest to find out if there's something good on the menu. I can't even get the thing on the menu because it's not even there. Terrible, terrible stuff. But yeah, anyway, so just to make sure we're super clear, spell damage, because I see confusion in the chat. Just because something is a spell doesn't affect the damage type. It's all about the damage type being dealt. So, like, if you're playing as a Thorn-based Lightcaster, you want PRR reducing spells because physical resistance rating is what affects piercing damage from spells. Because it's the physical damage that's being dealt. It's not attack versus spell, it's physical versus attack. It's the same reason why when you get hit by, like, champion damage, if you have, like, where they have, like, extra fire damage on hit, magic resistance rating is the fire damage of the hit. Mediocrity King? Basically, yeah. Disappointment instead, Shrim? Yep. Man, that Subway Rice Bowl was disappointing. It was pretty good. To be fair, though, I don't like going to Subway. R6 is on the last day, maybe. I don't really like going to Subway anymore. I'd rather go to the Canadian owned Mr. Sub. Definitely a Mr. Sub guy. Sub's the bomb. If you've never been to Mr. Sub and you live in Canada, it's worth it to go. It's just better than Subway. I don't know why we're talking about food, but it just always comes up. Like I said, I'm also like, you know, I'm not somebody who eats a lot of high-class food, so I'm not above talking about and eating fast food. It's not going to be for everybody, but a lot of people do eat it. It's either a partial impact or like a mainstay in several people's diets, as much as it probably shouldn't be. And, you know, I'll eat whatever, as long as it's tasty. So I don't mind talking about stuff. Fast food in America seems better? Bro, you have no idea. Fast food in the States is crazy. Fast food in good old US America is awesome. Like, if you go to Europe, this is what I've heard from the Europeans, all these guys, is that the fast food in like you know, mainline Europe and stuff, not the UK, they're not part of Europe. They Brexited that one away. But like if you go to like the mainline Europe and all these places, the fast food's like a lot higher quality because they actually have like rules about what you are and aren't allowed to put into food, which is weird. It's kind of strange, but yeah, they won't let you put like weird, stupid, like unhealthy products into food. They like, you can't just put plastics. You can either, like, there's always the worry about like eating microplastics because you eat the fish and then the fish bioaccumulate and you get the microplastics in your body. But it's like, American companies like, yeah, but what if we just put the plastics in the food? It's just faster that way. Skips the whole middleman of needing to put fish and stuff. Makes the food last longer. Just put the plastics in the food. But you're not allowed to do that apparently in Europe. And so apparently you can actually go to like fast food places and get like, not like high quality food, but like food that isn't directly poison. Whereas in the States, dude, they don't care. But then also they have like that the thing that you don't get other places, which is the excess, where just like you always get more and everything is bigger than you think you're gonna get. And they have so many different kinds. There's so many different kinds of more things you can get. But like the menus are so much more expansive with so many more new stupid dumb ideas. They're all delicious.
I eat the highest class of food. All of my potato chips have graduated from Yale.
Yep, exactly. Only the highest class. Yeah. Whereas fast food is not as expensive as restaurant food here, anyway. Fast food is definitely like half the price of restaurant food. Like, if I go to a restaurant and I want to get like a burger or something, it's going to cost me like $18. But I can still get that Big Mac meal for a solid 10 bones, baby. 2-weapon fighting don't give melee power like other combat styles, doesn't it? Probably not. Sounds right. All sliced pizza, yeah. Whereas the only thing you get at KFC if you go there, at least in Canada, is usually just diarrhea. It's good. It's like reasonable quality diarrhea, but it's usually diarrhea. Not like the food, just what happens to you afterwards. Yeah. There's enough grease inside that your insides just slide out. Taco Bell as well, yeah. Canada, yeah. There's also like, so here we've got, actually not even too far from me, I've got KFC, Popeyes, and Mary Brown's. And I gotta say, I don't really understand the marketing strategy behind Mary Brown's. Honestly, Pepsi Challenge, you got your eyes closed, I don't think I could tell the difference. Maybe that's their strategy. They're like, yeah, it's just like a different restaurant with the lady's name on it. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I went, I had a sandwich. It was very fine. I assume it's probably going to close soon. Walmart, so that's a turn off. Ooh, yeah, the one here is not in a Walmart. It's in the parking lot of a movie theater.
Thanks for the lead stream. No longer will I get my diarrhea from the diarrhea store.
Good. I'm glad I could help you with that one.
This ship seems to have sunk very recently. The main cabin appears to be completely intact.
Maybe in KFC times more than they combined. Yep. Yeah, like I said, I'm not much of a KFC sort of guy. Again, it's like there's like the greasiness of like the chicken. The only exception is like they got a reasonable chicken sandwich. I've always been a fan of the Big Crunch, and I always will be. It's a good sandwich. And then also, there was this one time where they had the special double downs, not the regular double downs, but in Canada exclusive, they had these special double downs where instead of it being, you know, the bacon and cheese in between two pieces of chicken, instead it was 2 pieces of chicken, but in the middle was a waffle covered with maple aioli. So it was like a reverse chicken and waffles with like a maple aioli on it, and it was like half the size for some reason. So it was like this smaller, like kind of slivered sandwich. Dude, it was so good because it was really unhealthy for you and it would kill you if you ate it. But it was smaller, so you could eat one, and then it doesn't. You don't feel as much physical pain. It was the best. So stand up. Awesome. You got it. Ugh. Here we go. Standing up. I have like huge blisters on my feet, so I don't really want to stand, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Here in Windsor, and easily the worst chicken sand I've ever had. Church's chicken? I've never heard of Church's. Well, I've heard of the concept of like a church, but not the restaurant Church's. It's gotta be good, man. Those box of chili cheese fries. By the end, you can actually see through the boxes the high grease content. Yeah. Like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer's trying to gain weight. And Dr. Nick Riviera is like, if you're ever unsure if something's unhealthy, just rub it on a piece of paper. And he rubs it. You can see through it. And then they're like, they have the montage of Homer eating all the food. He's had like a crusty burger, and you can't tell if something's unhealthy or not. And so Bart rubs the burger on the wall, and the wall becomes clear, and a bird flies into it. Oh, classic. Is there a sit-down reward? No, there isn't. It's to encourage me to not sit down and to stand up.
It's supposed to be Texas style, but it was more Texas style.
Oh, got him, dude. Pork meat washed with lemon juice. That does sound good. Oh, I got sentient XP. Nice. Oh, why blisters? Because I went and did a bunch of physical exercise, dude. the weekend. I go outside and I walk every day, but like I'm not like the friggin' the big exercisey sort of guy, and I don't have the best shoes for like running and stuff. So I got a little bit more physical exercise than usual, and I got some blisters on my feet. You leave the house? Yeah, sometimes I gotta. Just that my organs start failing if I don't. Seriously though, this is obviously, don't listen to anybody that gives you advice, but if you can get outside, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes during the day, you should definitely do it. Like I said, I had a little bit of a health scare recently because I found out my blood pressure was extremely high, and which is bad. You don't want to have high blood pressure. It's very bad for you. Anyway, so but I resolved to make some changes, and I've done better, and I've reduced my blood pressure, which is good. All I have to do is keep on it, but a lot of it's like, stop being a sedentary, get up, go outside, eat slightly less very deadly food. So yeah, even if it's like 5 or 10 minutes outside, it's like, but not just outside, but like just walking and moving your body, it's like super good for you though. And it's so little effort. It's just the hardest part about it. It's little effort in terms of like the amount of time it takes during the day. It's really high effort in terms of like it's very hard to like change your behavior and to change your habits. So anybody that struggles with that, where it's like, even though it's like, you know, oh yeah, it's really easy, just go outside. It's not really easy for a lot of people because you've been trained for so long not to do these things. You know, you get home from work after, you know, sitting in the chair all day looking at computer, and you get home and you want to sit in the chair all day and look at computer, and I get that. Just started working out every day, got off the pills in a month. Yep. Yeah. Like not everybody can change. Like obviously you can have like health conditions. You can have a lot of health conditions where the even with proper exercise and dieting and controlling other factors, you still have high blood pressure. And so that's where medications are very helpful. Or if you're really deep into high blood pressure for a long time, you need the medication on top of other things. But yeah, they can definitely make you feel like not amazing. And so yeah, you can, like I said, something as simple as literally just going for a walk every day will have a major change on your body.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
It's one of those really annoying things that I always forget about, like how, like sometimes I won't be feeling very good. Like I'll just like be in like a very bad mood. I'm not in a bad mood today. I'm just really tired because I hella overslept. But sometimes I'll like just be not in a good mood. I'll be like kind of unhappy, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Why are things not good? And it's because I'm just not drinking enough water. And I'm like forgetting how good you feel when you drink more water. And then I like have a few glasses of water, and then like 2 hours later, I'm like, man, I'm feeling so much better now. And it's like crazy how your brain can just forget about stuff. Also, Horse gifted out 2 subs. Welcome to the stream team. Both float on by. Thank you so much, dude. That's very, very kind of you. And welcome to the stream team, All-Star Kano. Again, thank you so much, dude. That's very, very generous of you. Damn, man. No advertisements for you guys. It's because Horse is trying to just like destroy my ad revenue. He's like, no ad revenue on this channel. You don't get a single dime. Stram tam. What a guy. Is that something that said? Yeah. You gotta be careful about that. But yeah, like I said, my blood pressure was like really high, so I had like, it was 143 over, it was like 95. It was like 143 over like 95 or 96, which is like very bad. High blood pressure. And so anyway, I've been checking my blood pressure every single day, and today I was at 121 over 82. So I'm still for me, in the elevated blood pressure range, but I'm doing better, so it's good. I mean, it's all about improvements. Do you need more water? True. Yep.
You spot the spear crest on the
It's kind of crazy how hard it is. Eventually, it won't break you. Yeah, sounds about right. Oh yeah, I forgot. Because you were asking me about it. How we doing? I forgot to tell you. I picked my specialization. I went with Knight Enchanter, so I'm a Knight Enchanter now. I did the quest that I had to do. I didn't realize what was I find what I do is I 100% areas. And so what I did is like I didn't know that that was like a quest that you could do because I like found a new area and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do this. And it was like called the Exalted Plains or something, Exalted Hills. I don't remember the name. And there's like a million things to do. There's like 100,000 people to talk to, and you gotta collect like 50 letters and find all these shard pieces, and find all the things on the walls, and pick up all the bottles of wine and all this other stuff. And so then I was like, anyway, after like 100 years, then I went back to town, and then there was like 50 quests, and all my companions want to talk to me about stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, what's up? Dragon Age Inquisition is what I was talking about. Yeah, they let me in. Trust me, if I was them, I wouldn't, but it worked very well for me. So, no complaints here. I don't know what they were thinking. Dwarf Reaver? Nice. Yeah. I will say this, currently my biggest complaint about the game is that there's way too many stupid, dumb fetch quests in the game that are very obviously like one of them was like, oh, there's 16 shards scattered in this area. Go find them. They're all hidden. It's like, it's not really fun. You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh, but you don't have to do it. But then I'm like, but I'm here and I want to complete it. And so there's too much like just pointless busy work, I would say, especially some of the larger areas. The smaller areas aren't too bad, but the bigger areas is just like where you're just running around these areas, just kind of pressing the search button repeatedly until you find the letter or the note or the thing you're looking for. Flame cleanse? Probably flame cleansed, because I usually have medium.
You've secured the CL support in the alliance.
Let's see if I do 1 and 2 in between that. Yeah. Hit 40 Celsius. Air conditioning is pretty good, man. Air conditioning is not bad. Humans just the best race? No. Because if you want the stats, so for example, let's say you're like, oh, I'm going to play as like an evocation sorcerer. You'd rather be a dragonborn or a drow because you get bonus to charisma. Now you might say, yeah, but I could use that feat and I could take spell focus. And then that's basically the same thing, right? No, because you take spell focus on those characters anyway. So you're just minus 1 DC versus anyone else. And you get a feat that you might not actually use for anything. And then you get skill points, which you might not use for anything. So the answer is, it depends. But they are very good. Humans are a great race. The thing about humans is that they don't, they're not like the best at anything as well. So they're always a good option, but they're not like, they're very rarely the best option. And so you can make a lot of very powerful builds using humans. You're just not going to see a lot of people posting endgame builds with humans, where they're like, oh yeah, check it out. Check out this like super jacked, soloing R10 sort of build with a human, mostly because they don't do specific things. So like, if I'm playing as a Dragonborn, I can specifically pick up an extra like 10% spell damage, which is really good. You can't get that on a human. And so that extra very specific effect is different. Unnecessary precise shot, you need it on ranged characters. Precise shot gives you access to Archer's Focus, which is the best damage scaling passive in the game. And also, it allows you to shoot the target you target, which is important, because oftentimes you want to shoot the guy in the back, and you can't. Yeah, Varric's pretty cool. Like I said, I haven't finished the game yet, so I'm still working my way through the story. And we'll get there when we get there. I'm trying my best to get to know all of the characters. I think also, it's like, I also try to do the thing where, like, I don't want to look up anything while I play the video game. So my big worry about playing a game like Dragon Age is because there's approval ratings for all the characters. I think I know all of my companions well enough that I would know what makes them happy or unhappy about certain things. But also, like, I don't want to look it up. It's cheating, dude. So I hope I can, at least make them like me enough that I'll get to do their class quests and things. Bolts are imaginary. Apparently there's a big range rework coming as per Severlin, the executive producer of Dungeons & Dragons Online. He posted about it on Twitter. New window? Yeah, I have one of those big tubey things. It works actually really well. What rework? Ranged combat. Apparently there's like a big ranged combat thing, that's a ranged combat rework that's coming. It's going to change how the projectiles function in the air, which should affect a lot of the range desync, and also apparently it has a huge impact on performance as well. Let me get the tweet.
The lizard folk will stand together with your
He said,
together. We will send the Sahuagin invaders.
super excited for DDO's performance changes to test servers next week. Optimizations to process feat line lookups will impact missile weapons, spells that create projectiles, and public space regen, to name a few systems. Something like that. Diablo 4 was super fun, up to 50. Level 50 was fun, but the post-game is not. I'm floating around 65 is the slog. It's too easy, it's too slow to level, and I'm getting loot that are 15 levels below. I want up the difficulty, but there's an arbitrary limit of 70. Yep, correct. To clarify, I'm not a difficulty junkie. I don't need or want difficulty doing Helltimes and Tree of Whisper versions. When I want to test my build, though, I want some ways to opt into difficult content. Nightmare dungeons seem tailor-made for that. After calling D4 easy, I couldn't beat the level 70 capstone dungeon and then lost my highest level hardcore character. There you go. Get him, dude. What's that? Is that Karma? My inventory slots are full. Shit. I don't want any of this stuff. Switch to town. We can do some more if you guys have time. I should use the bathroom. I'll be back in a second. Dumb easy in one shot? Yeah, basically. Alright, use the bathroom. Oh, great. I'm back. Sorry. Alright, yo, take care, All-Star Kano. Enjoy the rest of your entire evening. Sleep well. But not as much as I did, because I slept way too much. Oh yeah, I forgot. Also, Severlin, executive producer of Dungeons & Dragons Online, if the game has a hardcore difficulty, he basically only plays hardcore. Okay, so... something quick, short chain, maybe. Suggestions? What's a short chain that anybody needs? He got bored. He had to go to bed or something? I don't know. Thinking maybe Peril of the Planar Eyes. Then we... I have so many items in my backpack. Oh shit. Yeah, it's Rathier. You think this is the same Rathier that... No, that was a different Rathier that didn't want to invite me to groups because I was too risky. Oh, C works. Your Different one? Okay, cool. Let's do Sea Hills. Do I have bears and bulls? I think I got them. I got them. Alright, Sea Hills, then. Sea Hills, I always forget. Do a short break. First time in heroic since they changed HP. Having 1,000 heroics and HP feels nice. Yeah, the HP change is pretty good. It's really good for hardcore, I'll tell you what. Do people play it at camp? No. Because they would much rather use Epic Storm, which is better than the Ratcatcher, and can be made sentient already. And even then they don't use it, because they would much rather use a Dino Bone. Like I said, Epic Storm is just strictly better than the Ratcatcher. And, yeah. Boop, boop, doo, 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 doo. You are welcome to stay at the front door during these quests to ensure not death. Regular Storm isn't better? No. Epic Storm is very good, though. Epic Storm is disgusting. I've always wanted to have an Epic Storm because of how crazy powerful it is as a crossbow. The problem is, then you have to get one. And that is just awful. What an awful idea. Ugh, running the stupid raid. What do you call it? The Marlith raid. Ugh. 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 It has runes? You mean, ooh. I guess I could flag out some characters and just like run it every week until I got it, but yeah. Yeah. It is very soloable. I don't know if I want to do it.
The local orcs have transformed this cave into a shrine. Something glimmers nearby. It must be one of the visions revealed.
Sounds much better. The problem is then you have to flag for it every life, and I also really don't want to do that ever. Then you have to do ADQ every life, and I hate ADQ.
Permission to receive guests.
So I'd rather just like flag for it on one of my characters I sit at camp. Maybe I'll flag for it on my rogue, and then because that character's gonna stay, and then I can just run that one every week or every few days whenever I remember for the live stream. I think Voodoo does that, right? He'll like do he'll do like a few raids or like a session where he like runs through and does a bunch of like old classic raids and stuff.
A screen blocks your path, decorated with masks and totems. To your surprise, one of the totems begins to speak.
Seems fine. What are you missing? I don't know.
Reach the home of the elders.
Here we go. What weapon are you talking about? Botvinnik DMD? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Can you also both answer my question and also phonetically type out your name? Thank you. That'd be a deal. You also don't have to, and you can just be like, ha ha ha, I got him. Destroyed. But yeah. Oh, the reason why the crossbow is good is crit, threat range, and multi. Just look at the crit. Look at the crit on that bad boy. It's gross.
It seems that the final resting place of the orc elders has a watchful and hungry guard.
Botvinnik and Epic Storm. Oh, that's so much easier than what I was thinking. Yeah, Epic Storm, just look at the crit on it. Look at the crit. Hey, there's Sunny Jim. Just take a look at the crit. You'll see something amazing when you stare at it. If you still don't see it, we'll workshop it out. side I was active on? Hmm. Yep, no, I gotcha, I gotcha. It's like how people will have their name, they'll be like something TTV.
You've found what the
They're like, yeah, dude,
ancients sent to
I'm
retrieve
with
the
Twitch.
skull of an orc elder.
It's a big ×3, baby. Plus there's a bunch of cool shit on it. Yeah, let me just look it up here. Epic Storm DDO. You have to type in DDO or else you get random storm pictures on Google. Epic Storm. It's a 19 to 20 ×3. It's also a D12 base damage, which is way higher, because crossbows are not D12s, by the way, which is good. Then you've got Lightning Strike built into it, which is also good. It does sonic damage with Screeching, which is also very good. And then it's got the Thunderstorm and Power of the Storm, which you could use if you were, plus it's an implement, which is also nice. Plus it fits with the Writhing Storm set, which is also nice. If you happen to have, like, anything that's even lightning related, you're pretty happy. And if you're not, you have like a lightning imbue, or you're not like a lightning caster or something else like that, it still just does a shitload of damage. It's got lightning strike, which is super powerful. Oh, here, let me just get this here. There you go.
You've arrived at the main shaft of the abandoned mine. Security constructs shuffle around nearby, still active long after the mine.
Solo DQ, yeah. I just don't want to do it. It's not about the fact that it's easy or hard. It's just that I don't wanna. Don't wanna. I'm silenced. No. Can't do anything. Damn it. It's so weird. I've like never played a character that silence is so devastating on before, but this character is just like, no, this thing, no. The Korkaza champ back to back, dude. How could this happen to me? Oh well. I'm a spellcaster. I only have like 2 spell-like abilities. Oh god, there's another Korkaza champ. Yeah, I'm silenced. Yeah, whatever. Suck it, game. I'm just gonna fold my arms and wait. Yeah, do your first Demon Queen on like normal or hard, just to know what the thing looks like. It's super short, by the way. It literally only takes you like 3 minutes, and you're done. You kill the ads on the way in, and then you just book it through.
And a wave of searing heat buffets your face. An ancient magma void.
Wait, what do you need ranged for? For killing the gnolls on the edges, or what? It will come to you. Yeah, I mean, my character is a Vistani, so I can just like whip daggers. Fine. Oh, get it done.
The old mine here has long since collapsed. Someone must have dug one too many times.
Look at that! Look at that Reaper XP. 26 points. Almost at 700k. Getting there. Not needed per se, just really not fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't really recall. It's been a while since I've done the raid. Another reason why I don't want to do it.
Before she disappeared, Lily Hargrove returned home in search of something bright and loud. All you see when you enter is an old woman sitting alone by the fire. She doesn't seem to notice you.
He's dead. I'm just protecting this room to make sure no one dies here, because there's always a scorpion that pops up later and then goes and eats people, and my fear is that they'll do it. Double checking. Okay, we're good. It's all good. It was just the one. I made sure I got it. Except this guy. Hello. What is this guy? Is this a barbarian? Dark Hunter Rogue Barbarian? Whoa, that build is crazy. Looks sick, dude. What a good Inquisitive Epic Destiny is. Looking at 2 Rogue, 18 Alchemist, Sharati Champion, and nothing else. So I have a build that I want to do, which is a Inquisitive Stormsinger that is heavily focused on lightning damage. Now, if you're an Inquisitive Stormsinger, what's the best tree that heavily focuses on lightning damage for ranged? That's right, the square hole. I mean, Shirati Champion.
You emerge into the hot air and find yourself on the back.
The extra damage you get from the Shirati Mantle is absurd, and the epic moment, it's one of the few epic moments in the game that's just really, really good, because all it does is give you 100 billion damage.
The remains of the family's crop field. You pause, struck by
Like, if you've never pressed that button, I can't even remember what it's called. Big O Damage O or whatever it's called. What's that button called?
you hear the ghostly voice
Come
again.
back, Zink, come back.
Lily, I'm waiting under our favorite tree.
Lily's family turns in surprise to see their estranged daughter. They notice that something about her seems wrong.
Yeah.
Unhinged even.
Yeah, Shirati good.
Briar screams.
Epic moment is epic what? I can't remember what the name of it is. Unyielding something, unrelenting something. I have to Google it. Give me a minute.
Lily says,
You'll all see.
Epic Destiny,
Shake the world.
Shirati. Inexorable Advance. Yeah, that shit's crazy. If you've never pressed that button on the keyboard, holy shit, you gotta press that button on the keyboard.
an incorporeal
Like I said,
figure
most of the epic moments in DDO kind of suck because they're like really situational and not super helpful. Like the Draconic Incarnation epic moment is like kind of cool, except it's not good against bosses. It's only good against like random trash mobs. You don't really usually need help with random trash mobs, so it kind of doesn't feel as epic as it should be. But man, that Shirati Champion epic moment, Inexorable Advance, is like cool. Just like double your damage output for 30 seconds. And you start firing and you're like ha ha ha, screaming as you're just blowing everything up.
Her voice echoing through the clearing and sending a
God, it's so good.
into your skull.
It's so freaking good.
Dissolves into a thin mist.
It's a lot of text. Oh, no. What the epic moment says, so it says, you gain range power, you get Archer's Focus stacks while moving, which means you just get max stacks of Archer's Focus, which means you get an extra 75 range power. You don't take a penalty with Improved Precision Shot, you move faster, and while attacking, your range attacks have a 30% chance to deal like an extra several thousand damage per strike.
To the gatekeepers and leave this cursed place behind you.
Two different thousands damage per strikes. Oh yeah, the Undying Vanguard's also very good. Yep. True. Yep. Also very good. Mass Chaos is pretty bad. So yeah. Damn it, am I the only one that's stuck on loading screen again? I hate when this happens. Alright. Stuck on loading screen, let me fix it. Yeah, Turn the Tide also feels good. Like I said, Turn the Tide is good. There's a lot of like good epic moments, but there's nothing quite like, because even Action Hero, which is a feel-good button, it does feel good to press. It doesn't feel like Inexorable Advance. Inexorable Advance just feels really crazy. If you've never pressed it, you just press the button, and then your character goes insane. Yeah. Alright, I'm in. I did it. Maybe I didn't. Sorry. Loading screened. Oh, loading screened. Man, hardcore's almost over. It's crazy, dude. We're so close, and yet so far. Okay, I got my hit points. Everything is good. I'm alive. All right, let's go. Charge. Coming, team. Sharati, Prime Avatar, Legendary Dreadnought. Oh yeah, what did I do? I did Sharati, Makrotech, and something. What was my third tree? Oh, and Fatesinger, I think. Yeah, Sharati, Makrotech, and Fatesinger on my Inquisitive. But this is assuming Makrotech still does what I think it's going to do. Seem good? Yeah, but then you have to use the mantle, which means you're not using Sharati, which means it's not as good. Because remember, the Sharati mantle scales with the number of Mu dice that you have anyway. Wait, there's an animated global Twitch emote? Dino Dance? Well, now it's time to chat spam some Dino Dance, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. Need HP from somewhere? No, you don't. You're a ranged character. Just don't get hit. I don't play a lot of ranged characters, but so for the record, when you're asking me for advice, I don't have good advice when it comes to ranged characters. I don't play them.
Sparks fly from the eyes of the mechanical guardian as it focuses in.
I'm mono solo in every party role. Oh, still, dude. If I saw a dude beat like Dark Souls without taking a single point of damage, I'm pretty sure you can play DDO without getting hit. Thank you. It's, you know, it's not that hard. Come on, guys. Come on. What was that? There was like somebody who did like the full run where they did Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Bloodborne, and Sekiro in one sitting without getting hit one time. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
It seems to glow with a faint inner light.
Let me see.
You found the sacred bounty Foxpaw was
All
looking for.
Souls.
Now to return to the gate.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, the Happy Hob. He did Demons. No, he didn't. He didn't do Sekiro. It was Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne, back to back without getting hit a single time. In one sitting, just like finished the game without getting hit and loaded up the next one and ran it no hit, then turned it off and loaded the next one no hit. That's insanity, dude. I can't even get through the first area of most of these games without getting hit. I'm not a terrible gamer. I beat all these games. But yeah, dude, I could dumpster, you know, Dark Souls 1. That game is not hard at all. I mean, it's very hard if you don't know anything about it. I will say that there's one of the experiences you get with a lot of the Souls-like games is that if you have knowledge about them, they lose most of the challenge that's in there. Not all of them, but especially Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 is not very hard once you understand not just the mechanics, but also like you know where to get stuff. You're not stuck using like garbage weapons the entire time. You're like, oh, I know where this weapon spawns, and I know how to get through here, and you know where secret doors are, and you know where like there's so many secret bonfires in Dark Souls 1. It's infuriating. Where you're like, this area is too hard. There should be an extra bonfire, and there is. It's just behind a wall that you didn't know that was an illusory wall. Whoops.
Says Beatrice.
Favorite Dark Souls 1 boss fight? Oh, a lot of them are pretty bad. They're like cool, but also bad. So like, you know, like the first time you fight the Taurus demon's kind of cool because you're like on the bridge, but it's like really not hard. You've got like the same thing with like the Iron Golem or whatever on top of the castle. Like, dude, when you're on top of Sen's Fortress, and you got this big iron dude fighting you, and it's like really cool because he can like knock you off, and it's really interesting. And you're like, you know, the fact that he's so big, he's constantly trying to worry about that. But you can also like hit him in the legs and knock him over, and it's like it's kind of this like counterplay. But then the boss just like again just isn't hard because it's super slow. Because Dark Souls 1 is so much slower than all the modern Souls games. trying to think, what is the best boss in Dark Souls 1? Tough call. That's actually a really good question. Let me think about this for a second. Artorias is pretty good. He is a pretty good boss fight. Don't hate him. I definitely hated, what's that, the stupid Manticore that's right before it? Cannot remember the name of it, but there's like the Manticore that lets you into the area, and that thing just straight up sucks because it's just basically too fast. It's like a Dark Souls 2 or 3 style boss in terms of movement, but you only have Dark Souls 1 level movement to dodge around it. It's very annoying. Who else is there? Think of all the Dark Souls 1 bosses. You got the classic Ceaseless Discharge where he just like falls in the lake. What a boss. DDO's pretty cool. Dark Souls 1 bosses. Do I have a clear favorite? No. I think I don't really like a lot of the Dark Souls 1 bosses. Just generally. I find a lot of them are like, they're like kind of mid, if I'm being honest. Well, it's gonna be crazy? Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's hard to say like I have a favorite because a lot of them, and again, a lot of them just have like, there's like a strategy you can use, like if you know you have X weapon or X thing, or like they're very gimmick oriented, very gimmick heavy. Did you add that as a clip? I should have. Stay strong or stay good? Stay loud.
Goddamn, you trap the soul. Thought I had a pale lav in the bank. Soul gem human.
Correct. Yep. That's how that happens.
Cadence says.
Please explain. You stay strong because you can use that with Fatesinger, where in Fatesinger, in the tier 1, there's a thing where when you hit monsters, they take 10% more sonic damage, up to 30% more sonic damage. And 30% more sonic damage means you can scale it harder than anything else. Plus, also on an Inquisitive, you might not want to use Hunt's End, because Hunt's End is like, you press one button, it does a bunch of damage, but it only applies to your first shot, not your second shot, and you're an Inquisitive, so you do double shot. But if you use, like, the attack out of Fatesinger, all the extra sonic damage and the stunning applies to both shots, and it has like a 4-second cooldown, so you're constantly belting it out.
Disappears just as suddenly.
That's an option.
Agnes collapses, groaning.
No, I'm really trying to think. It's like really hard on my brain.
Into a cloud of dust.
Let me see. Dark Souls 1 boss list.
Seem to be very worried
Bosses.
about their deaths. You suspect
Violet,
not and see
Quelaag, Priscilla, Gaping Dragon. Yeah, none of these are really my favorite. I would say probably Ornstein and Smo, because they're classic. And I've always liked Ornstein and Smo. Just generally as like the challenge of the fight. Or Gravelord Nito are probably my 2 favorite bosses. The boss fight that can go straight to HE double hockey sticks is Demon Fire Sage. I hate that boss fight. Thank you for coming. More tomorrow for the last day of Here we go. You can pick the upgrades higher in the tree. Oh, 100%. If you're like a raider, it's definitely the better option. As somebody who's not doing, who doesn't do that, I'm gonna go the other way. But yeah. So I would say that. Manus is also pretty good. Manus is cool. He's a cool boss fight. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, Demon Fire Sage can go straight to hell because Demon Fire Sage is just really annoying. Its mechanic is basically just hits you from all the way across the room. I hate it. Not a huge fan of Demon Fire Sage. So there's that. Oh yeah, expansion bosses. Yeah, and then there's Artorias, Sanctuary Guardian. That boss sucks. I hate that boss too. Go straight to hell. Yeah, let me look at this. Hold on, because I'm like distracted now. Yeah, because you got all the bosses. Can I like shrink this in and not? Yeah, do I have to have this Fextra Life banner taking up all this space? Do you really have to do this to me? Anyway, here we go. Yeah, most of these just kind of suck. Like Centipede Demon. Ooh, it's in the lava, and if you don't have the lava ring, it's hard. Thesis Discharge kills itself. Silent Demon's not hard. Bale Gargoyles, you just kill one of them. Capra Demon, again, it's a very weak monster, so you don't have to worry about it. Quaylog's just annoying because at the time you get to her, if you don't have like an actual good weapon or a magic weapon, she just takes forever to kill. Very annoying. You have to have a small shield or a buckler. Demon Fire Sage is just annoying. I actually never fought Gwendolyn. What are you gonna do? Four Kings. I don't remember Four Kings. I think I one-shot Four Kings. I'm pretty sure. Gaping Dragon. Kind of cool until you realize you just hit him in the legs, and it's not hard. Great Wolf Sif is very fast, but again, you just hit him in the legs. Gwyn, you just parry him. Iron Golem, he's just slow. You just hit him. Moonlight Butterfly, also slow, and if you have any type of ranged attack or magic, it goes down super fast. So it's not really amazing. Nito's cool. I like the fact that it's all the ads at the same time that you have to deal with that are constantly resurrecting at you. It's very, very interesting. So I like that one a lot. I think that's kind of cool. Ornstein Smo, obviously a classic. Pinwheel, I don't remember what this boss does. Seath the Scaleless, I hate this guy because the curse effect sucks. Although the run back is cool. I will say he has the coolest area for sure. Very cool boss. Stray Demon, that's the one that you have to go back and fight. That's probably fine. Taurus Demon, it's a regular monster. And Bed of Chaos, who cares? Where's Dark Souls 2? DS2 bosses. And I'm rating all the bosses. I'm here. Okay. We're already here now. So let's see. Last Giant. Obviously, just an easy boss. I will say, there's a mod that you can get for Dark Souls 2. Called... Okay, Dark Souls 2... Wait, can I really not search the games? Are you kidding me? God, Nexus mods is so annoying. There we go. Dark Souls 2. How do I organize this? Top 30 files of the past 2 weeks? Nope. Just let me search. Wait, is there no search? Top lists. No, let me just look at the mods. Oh my god, I cannot remember. Use this website. It's so annoying. It is called sort by there we go. Where is it? Seeker of Fire is the mod. It's very good. So it's this one. So it's this one, Seeker of Fire. It's like a remaster of Dark Souls 2. It's very, very good. Would definitely recommend it. The Last Giant, they made it harder by making him 4 times as fast. That's all they did. They just made him 4 times as fast. And the boss fight is much more challenging, as it turns out. He's all over the place. Very good boss fight. Pursuer, very hard until you realize you can just parry it. So, you know, what are you going to do? Chariot, this fight's very cool. I don't like it that much, though, but it's very cool. Looking Glass Knight, also very cool boss fight, unless you're offline. If you're online, it's really cool because it summons people to fight you, but if you're offline, it's like kind of boring. Skeleton Lords. Bro, I forgot this was even in the game. This one's not hard at all. You just hit the monsters. Flexile Sentries. I've never fought the Flexile Sentries when they're supposed to. Never fought them. Not even once. I think you take the boat. I don't know how to take the boat, so I've never fought the Flexile Sentries. Like, I've fought them because they become later enemies, but yeah. Lost Sinner, very cool boss. Very fast. The Lost Sinner's basically just faster than you are, which makes him fun to fight. Belfry Gargoyles, don't even know where they are. Ruin Sentinels, I hate this boss. Royal Rat Vanguard, I hate that boss. Royal Rat Authority, I also hate that boss. All the rat bosses suck. The Scorpioness, you can run up her tail and hit her in the back. Hilarious. Duke Freya, until I realized that it's just hit her in the face and then go around behind and hit her in the face and go around behind and hit her in the face. This fight was really hard. Then you learn it and it's not too bad. This boss, the Mytha, the Baneful Queen. If you don't remove the poison, it's impossible. But if you remove the poison, it's really easy. The Rotten. This boss is only annoying because it just does a lot. It's reminiscent of the Demon Fire Sage, where it just does a lot of damage. So if you just get hit once, you probably get knocked down into death. But if you don't get hit, it's perfectly fine. And especially if you can range, it's not too bad. Point blank shot, Ryan, +1 damage and +1 dice. Or just the +1. It's the +1 dice. It's just +1 double. It doesn't add plus to hit. It adds +1 W. So if you have like a weapon that does a D12, and now it does an extra D12. Old Dragon Slayer. I totally forgot this was in the game. It's just Ornstein by himself, which is actually surprisingly hard. Covetous Demon. Oh, I forgot about this guy. He is in the game, yeah. Smelter Demon. I hate the Smelter Demons. This boss sucks. Old Iron King. Love the spectacle of Old Iron King. Dude, Old Iron King is so cool. When he comes, she's charging at you like through the big lava or whatever onto the fortress. Awesome. Awesome boss. Very, very cool. I love the spectacle of that. I think that might even be my favorite boss. Guardian Dragon is so... his name sucks, so that's how you can tell the boss sucks. Demon of Song also sucks because it's creepy and weird. Veilstat, the Royal Aegis. If he was harder, maybe, but it's not that hard. Venric, never fought him. Dark Lurker. Did I ever fight Dark Lurker? I don't think I ever fought Dark Lurker. Dragon Rider, instant killable, hilarious. Double Dragon Riders, just as dumb. Prowling Magus and Congregation. I hate this boss fight because you either get it right away or you don't, and you have to reset. Giant Lord. One of my favorite parts about Giant Lord is it's one of the easiest ways to farm souls because killing him in a game 400,000 souls because you can just use the bonfire aesthetic and just fight him over and over and over. Ancient Dragon. Did I ever fight Ancient Dragon? I think I just talked to it. I don't think I ever fought it. Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. These bosses are very, very cool, but these are very, very cool. Did I ever do it? I remember I did Throne Watcher and Throne Defender, and then I fought Nashandra right afterwards, and it took me like 30 tries to get through Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. I was completely plastered. And then, this is on stream. Then I fight Nashandra for the first time. Had no idea what she did. I just ran at her and hit her, because I still had potions left, and she died, and then the game was over. And I didn't know the game was over. I had no idea. It was a complete mystery, so I beat the game, but everyone's like, yeah, you did it. And I'm like, what? That's great. And then I never fought Aldia, because I didn't do all the other things. So I never did that. What's your take on Baldur's Gate 3? It'll be very good. They spent a bunch of years on it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be playing it when it comes out. I didn't do any of the DLC. Sorry. I skipped the DLC because I wanted to play Dark Souls 3. And now DS3. I don't know why we're talking about this, but somebody... bosses. Bosses. There we go. Alright, there we go. It's an even more ordered list. The Gundyr, very cool boss. I kind of wish they had like big pictures. They're not big pictures on here. They have small pictures. Great way to introduce you to the game because he's much faster than the other ones. So he's like, this isn't your dad's Dark Souls. So that's great. Vort, hit him in the butt. Don't care. This boss kind of sucks. This boss sucks. This boss also kind of sucks. Deacons of the Deep sucks. High Lord Warnir sucks. Again, really cinematic. Warnir's boss fight is very cool, but you just hit him in the bracelet and he dies. Old Demon King, again, very cinematic. I love the story of the Old Demon King, that he is like the last demon to exist because the world is so burnt out, even the demons are gone. Very cool. Sullivan, dude, that guy looks like he comes straight out of Star Wars. I love this. Great boss. Great fight, really fun. Yorm, forgettable because you hit him with the thing. Aldrich. Oh, Aldrich. That's the guy that digs out of the ground, right? He's like the big worm. I don't remember him being that hard. I think you just hit him. Dance to the Boreal Valley. Very cool boss fight. My favorite is the actual weapons you get, because you get the dancer's weapons afterwards. Very, very cool.
How could you? The DLC of Dark Souls 2 is the best DLC of Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, I can believe that. Dragon Slayer armor, this boss straight up sucks. I hate it. And it's also because its name sucks. But yeah, don't like that one. Osiros, I like that he's like going mad, which is very cool. So again, storyline, very, very good with this boss. Actual boss fight, he's just jumping everywhere and the hitboxes don't matter. So it's like whose line is it anyway, but with hitboxes. So that one's amazing. Champion Gundyr. I hate Champion Gundyr because he's like the first boss, but just like more bullshit and with an extra move. These Lothric, I hate this boss. The reason why I hate it is not because the boss is bad. It's actually a very cool boss fight. It's because for reasons I will never understand. Instead of putting a campfire right outside the door, instead you have to go campfire from the bridge, go to the elevator, ride up the elevator, and then go to the door, which is 3 minutes. Why do you have an extra 3 minutes between boss fights? I have no idea. But they could have just put another campfire right outside the door. There's no reason not to. They put an elevator right next to the door. Why do I have to respawn, walk to the elevator, wait for the elevator, get on the elevator, wait for the elevator, and then go inside the boss fight? I don't understand this. So, bad boss fight just because of that. Archdragon Peak. Isn't this the one you instant kill? I think I killed that in one hit. I don't remember. Nameless King, very hard. And then Soulless Cinder. Very cool boss fight. Definitely one of the better boss fights in the whole game. This is definitely one of the best boss fights in the whole game. It's just so cool. The music is good. The visuals are fantastic. I love that it constantly changes the strategy to use player attacks and stuff. Again, just probably in the base game, the best boss fight is Soul of Cinder, probably, in my opinion. And then, of course, you got to go with the DLC. Where's the DLCs? That's Dark Souls 3. Okay, where's the DLC? Ariandel. So that's Sister Freda and then the Great Wolf. Well, obviously, Sister Freda is a great boss fight. Huge fan. This is a fantastic fight. I love when you have to fight both of them at the same time. It's really hard, and it's a challenge, but it's awesome. I'm a huge fan. A really good fight. This fight sucks. I don't remember anything about it, but Sister Freda, great fight. Big fan. Demon of Pain. I hate these bosses. For some reason, they just basically have like a million hit points, and they just stand there. I don't like this boss fight here. Half-Light, couldn't even tell you. Dark Gate of Midir, great boss fight. It's basically everything you want out of a dragon, where he's really strong and really hard to beat, and I like him. So I like Midir, very fun. And then Gale, Gale's pretty cool. I think my only problem with Gale is the problem with a lot of the boss fights that they have, where the boss fight is like not too bad at the beginning, but then the hard part is only the end of it, but the boss has a lot of hit points, and you have to get to the end bit. That's the only problem I have with it, with Slave Knight Gale. It's really cool. I especially love like the transition, especially as it goes through, and the story of Gale is awesome about how he's, you know, acquiring all the blood for the Dark Soul, which ends up then corrupting him in essence, and then you take the Dark Soul from him, and it gets painted in the new world, and like all the story's really good. The way his character is portrayed as you see him throughout the game is really good. Again, great character, fits well with the game and the theming. I love it. I just wish the like just basically skip the first phase. If they just cut the first phase out of the fight, and instead they just cut to the cutscene where he starts second phase before he moves into, so it's you had second phase and third phase, it'd be a better fight in my opinion. But they wanted to have that full like transition where you can see him getting more and more enraged as he's kind of losing himself to the Dark Soul, which again makes sense, but it's just annoying to have to fight through every time you do it. Yeah, these guys can double fuck themselves. Fucking demon of garbage. But yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about Half-Light, and then Dark Eater Midir. Cool boss. Big fan. And I think that's all the bosses. There you go. So yeah, favorite boss fight probably of all the games. I love Soul of Cinder. I think it's a really cool boss fight. Probably very, very good. And Dancer's also very, very good. Pontiff Sullivan also very, very good. Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 1, nothing really stands out. And then Dark Souls 2, again, probably just, not Velstat, where are you? These guys, the Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. I love them the way they kind of pair up and then make it challenging for you. Old Iron King, so thematic, so beautiful, just absolutely fantastic. Those ones really do a good job. And then you have to do one more, and Sister Freda as well. And then we have one more left to do. Bloodborne, because it's just one of the best games. Amygdala, I have no idea how you pronounce this. This boss fight sucks. The monsters are so cool, and I really wish they didn't have you fight one, because they should have just kept it as a total mystery. I really like the fact that the Amygdala that you start to see everywhere, all over the city, it was just like this weird fever dream, and they kill you or they can control you. You can't even visibly damage them. Felt like really cool. It was a really cool element of the game. And then when you fight it, Amygdala, it just becomes a tangible thing that you can fight, and it just kind of kills some of it. And you're like, you look at the city and you're like, oh, these giant monsters, I can fight those. I can fight them. Bloodstar Beast is the hardest early game boss in any Souls game I've ever played. Full stop. I love it. Celestial Emissary, don't even remember this boss. Don't care. Cleric Beast, what a classic. Dark Beast Parl. This boss is too easy. That's my only complaint about it. It's just too easy. Abritus, couldn't tell you anything about it. So for those of you that don't know, when I played all these games, I did them on stream. It was a thing called Drink Souls, where basically I would drink a bunch of alcohol as I would play the game. The rules were like, if I died, I took a drink. Every time I used a flask, I would drink. So in Bloodborne, you get 20 blood vials to heal in between. So each blood vial was one drink, and I got plastered every time I played this game. And I did it on stream with you guys. It was a fun game. We all played together. Abritus, I was so plastered during that time. I do not know how to get to Abritus. I don't know where it is in the video game. I have no recollection. And I beat it on my first try. Apparently it's really hard. I have no idea. Couldn't tell you anything about it. So it's maybe cool. Don't know. Gascoigne, what a classic. The story is so good for Gascoigne. So good, so good. Great boss. Gurman, also great story for that. Martyr Logarius, also beat him while plastered, and I was telling a story about, I don't know, some clothing or something. This one's okay. He's an okay boss. Murgo's Wet Nurse, very imposing. Don't like the mechanics of the boss fight. It's okay. Mikolash, straight to hell. I hate this guy. He sucks. Moon Presence, very, very cool. Great boss. Love Moon Presence. My only issue with Moon Presence is that I only fought it one time, which is sad. If you want to get back to it, you can't really easily. One Reborn, I don't like this boss. Rom, also don't like Rom. Rom kind of sucks. Shadows Yornum also suck. All these 3 bosses right here, they blow straight up. Vicar Amelia, very fun boss fight. Witch of Hemwick, one of the worst bosses in the game. Easily one of the worst bosses in the game. So, that one sucks. And then we have the Chalice dungeon bosses. Undead Giant. This is one of the boss fights where when I was totally plastered, there was somebody arguing with me about whether you should get about blood vials, because basically I was saying that having to farm blood vials is not a fun part of the game. It's just like a mandatory thing. It's just like, it's not as fun. And somebody was in my chat who was not like, they're not like somebody who watches the stream normally. They're just like a Bloodborne watcher. And I was trying to explain, or like a Soulsborne type of gamer. And I was trying to explain to them that it's not fun to have to do that. And because I was tanked, and I'd have to go farm out blood vials after losing to a boss a few times. And they're basically saying, like, you shouldn't get infinite blood vials. And I was trying to be like, no, it's not about infinite blood vials. It's just like, when I rest, it should fill up my stock. So that way, it's just the farming isn't the fun part. The playing the game is the fun part. And so to prove my point, I was like, because it adds extra layers of difficulty, but it's artificial difficulty because the difficulty doesn't exist if you just, like, that whole element of difficulty of not being able to heal doesn't exist if you can heal, and being unable to heal is based on the game design of not refilling your healing items when you rest. Instead, you have to buy them from a vendor, which just takes time. It's just a time investment, and it sucks, and it's not fun. And so to prove my point, I then mashed the square button, which is to use or circle or whatever it was to heal, and I just mashed it and used all of my healing items that I had. I emptied my inventory, and then I was like, there you go. And now look how much more fun I'm having, because now the game is harder. And I think they left at that point because I just bullied them out of the room. But yeah, it's a stupid design. Anyway, that's Undead Giant. This is boring. Watchdog of the Old Lords is super cool. One of the best bosses of the whole game. I have no idea why it's here, but why it's in the Chalice Dungeon, but one of the best bosses in the whole game. Such a cool boss. So cool. Beast Possessed Soul sucks. Keeper of the Lords sucks. Lunarian Descendant sucks. The Boar is terrible. Bloodletting Beast is just the same beast outside. The Brain Sucker, I don't even know why that was a whole boss. The Marian Elder is very cool. I love when he jumps in the air and does this like sickle thing and then dashes to the sickle. Very, very cool. Madman's boring. Abhorrent Beast. Abhorrent Beast is okay. This is just the same, basically they take a regular monster and turn it into a boss, but with more health. Dark Beast is just a Parl, and the Thumerian Queen, very, very cool. And then that's about it. And then we have the DLC bosses. These are some of the best bosses FromSoft has ever made, and I can definitely say that Ludwig the Holy Blade, amazing, 10 out of 10 boss, fantastic. Maria, 10 out of 10 boss, no complaints here. Lawrence the First Vicar, 10 out of 10 boss, 9 out of 10 boss. The end bit where he has no legs is very hard and annoying. There you go. And then Orphan of Kos, easily the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Orphan of Kos. Not hardest thing, but hardest video game boss I've ever had to fight. This thing is unrelenting and impossible, and if you've ever fought it, you know what I'm talking about. This boss is just the hardest thing ever. It's way harder than everything else. Like, Melania is apparently supposed to be the hardest boss. No. Orphan of Kos is there. Living Failures? I didn't mention Living Failures because that is unfortunately the one stain on this DLC is this boss sucks. Living Failures is not a good boss. It's very annoying. But Orphan of Kos. Oh, Orphan of Kos is so good. It's so good. The visuals of Orphan of Kos as well. So good. Yeah, they did a great job with that one. Oh, good times. Also, what's up, Cruiser? How you doing? How are you? Orphan of Kos is basically, so the whole point of Bloodborne is they get rid of all of the blocking, right? So your character is no longer blocking, and they also encourage you to, like, so there's, like, no blocking, no defense, it's all dodging and attacking, and they have a rally system where when you take damage, your health bar goes down, but there's still this orange bar in its place, and when you deal damage, you can get that health back. So if you take damage, you're supposed to deal damage. You're supposed to continue hunting and attacking. So it's a very, very like aggressively focused video game. As a result, the game is way faster. So dodging is faster, movement is faster, everything is faster. Your attacks are faster, the monsters are faster as a result of that. It's a much faster paced game than the other games. I'm not going to say it's necessarily harder, but like it's way harder than Dark Souls 1 because you can dodge everything, but also the monsters are like constantly, unrelentingly coming at you all the time. So it's fun. It's a different experience. Orphan of Kos is I think the fastest monster in the whole game. It does everything, is all over the place. It's like impossible to parry or get around. Visually is amazing. And has so many different attacks. God, it's so good. It's so good. It's just the fastest nightmare in the universe. What a piece of garbage. You'll notice weaknesses, none. Yeah, there's a reason for that. So good. There's any Souls games, but I've been told that Ludwig has a reputation for causing refunds. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out. Orphan of Kos took me the longest. I think the shortest was probably Lady Maria. Then Living Failures. Then probably Lawrence. Then Ludwig was second hardest. And then Orphan of Kos was the hardest. All these bosses are amazing. I'm heavily biased. In my opinion, I think the Bloodborne is the best of all the Soulsborne games. I'm not going to go through all the bosses in Elden Ring because there's like 100. So I'm busy. I don't got time for that. But yeah. Anyway, I hope they release Bloodborne on PC. That would be amazing because then so many people can experience it. I still can because I have it on my PlayStation 4 that hasn't broken. So I'm good. But I say hasn't broken because sometimes old technology they break. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a good game. If you have the chance, you should definitely get it. If you know somebody who has a PlayStation 4 and you can like break in their house and take it, or just like ask them for it and say, hey, can I borrow your PlayStation 4 so I can play Bloodborne, one of the best games ever made? Yeah. Oh yeah, good idea. Here we go. Yeah, I can make the shields command. That's a good idea. There we go. Perfect. Cool. There we go. It's done. You've got it. How fast was that? So now you have this shield. You know what? I will watch the clip in case some people haven't seen it yet. In case you haven't seen this clip, it's a great clip. It's me in Dark Souls 2. Like I was in the apartment that I was living at downtown, in this little claustrophobic space. And you can see there's like, this is why I don't think dual wield shields is good in video games. And here you go. A very cool bad guy. He's dual wielding shields, guys. I've always wanted to dual wield shields in a video game. Look how good this dual wield shield strategy is. It's so powerful. This guy's like insanely good. Wow. This, can somebody clip this so I can like link this every time someone's like, I want dual wield shields in a video game. Yep, every time. You want dual wield shields in a video game? Well, guess what? It's my opinion on that. Speaking of my opinion on that, hey guys, that's all I have for you for the stream today. I'm super duper tired, and I wasn't going to stream on Monday because it's not in the schedule, and I don't want to stream on Monday. So that's it. That's all we're going to do. I just figured I wanted to help some people get their Reaper XP and stuff, and so I logged in and do it, and it gets to spread the word out. I'll be doing more tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the actual regular live stream, so we should be good. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. We had a fantastic time. If you didn't, just follow anyway, because who knows, tomorrow might be even better. So that'll be really cool. Really cool time. Weapons and shield, you can dual wield shields. I've said this before. If they want to add dual wield shields, here is how I'm okay with this. Hold on. This is where I'm okay with dual wield shields. So this weapon is from Path of Exile. This is the Advancing Fortress. And the Advancing Fortress, it's a claw, right? So it's like you put your hand in, it's like a claw weapon with like spikes on the front. But it's also a buckler at the same time. So it's a shield at the same time. So it's basically like a hand buckler, right? So like, so like, where's the pictures? So like in Infinity War, when Captain America gets these hand shield things, but they're like it's like a shield, but it's also like a spike. It's a hitting weapon. Then that I can see as dual wield shields, but it's not a full size shield, right? It's just like a small thing you have in your hand. So it's like the same general concept. That I'm okay with as a general concept because it's mostly a weapon. The fact that it can deflect or block blows is more like this. It's a secondary element of it. And so that's what I think of when I think of, the dual wield shields. That's okay, but everything else, yeah, not door size shields or even regular size shields, like a regular full ass kite, like a full kite shield. That would it just feels wrong. The size just doesn't feel right. Anyways, speaking of the size doesn't feel right, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic time. We'll see you guys tomorrow. So you better be here because I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna be yelling if you're not here. So it's kind of cringe if you guys don't show up. So you better. This is gonna be a good time. You don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I could be doing anything. I could be doing literally anything. I could be doing anything.